Energy firms could be forced to offer customers tariffs which don't include standing charges.
Yes, those fixed daily charges currently add about £300 to your annual bill, no matter how much energy you use. Critics say they're unfair. I'll explain what the proposed changes could mean for you.
Good morning. It's Thursday, the 12th of December. The energy regulator Ofgem says companies could be forced to offer tariffs with no standing charges.
It's responding to concerns that some households are disproportionately hit by the fixed daily charge, which has risen sharply in recent years. Ben can explain more for us now. Morning to you.
Yes, good morning. This affects people pretty much in every household in the country. Let me explain. Yes, tens of thousands of people responded to Ofgem when it announced a review into these charges, with many calling for them to be scrapped entirely. Standing charges are a fixed daily charge. You pay them no matter how much energy you use. Essentially, they cover the cost of connecting you to the gas and electricity network. In most areas, the charge, which is capped by Ofgem, has doubled in the past few years. Now, what you pay depends on where you live. A typical household currently pays just under 61 pence a day for electricity and 31 pence a day for gas, adding an extra £300 on average to your total energy bill each year. But now the regulator says it could make suppliers offer tariffs without these charges, although it would be up to the customer to decide whether that's right for them. If you use very little energy, you could possibly benefit from that. However, Ofgem said there's evidence that vulnerable customers who use a lot of energy, often for medical and health needs, could be at risk of harm if the fixed costs currently covered by standing charges were instead covered by higher unit prices, which would push their bills up significantly. Indeed, Ofgem has previously warned that scrapping standing charges entirely could mean bills rise by as much as 10%. Our cost of living correspondent Coletta Smith has been looking at the impact any changes may have.
A year ago, the energy regulator asked to hear people's views about standing charges. And you didn't hold back. It was their biggest response to any consultation ever. And people of all ages at this community group have plenty to say on the matter.
I think that standing charge is ridiculous. The gas companies, electric companies are making too much profit anyway.
You know, the most vulnerable people, it's harder for them, especially when they don't use much in summer. So, you know, I mean, they're not getting anything for it.
We can notice a massive drop just from us going to bed and then getting up 6 hours later and literally nothing's been on. And somehow you've spent 60, 70p just by going to bed.
At the moment, most people pay a unit price for each bit of gas and electricity they use, and then they pay a standing charge, a fixed price every day, just for being connected to the network. Now Ofgem wants every energy supplier to offer an option with a rolled-in price. The regulator says that for some people with very high energy use, perhaps because of a disability, getting rid of the standing charge totally would mean they would have to pay even more expensive bills.
Now, most people, I think, won't know which category they fall into. So we will need to work with the suppliers to work out how do we get the right information to people so they can make active and positive decisions about what the right option is for them, and making sure that in doing so, we protect those most vulnerable customers.
Households here in Bradford and across the northern area are paying the highest standing charge in the country, 72 pence a day compared to 42 pence a day in London. More than £100 extra a year.
Well, seeing as we're on lower wages up north, it's a bit of a kick in the gut.
But Ofgem aren't changing that now. They've decided to start another review into those regional differences and what costs should even be included in the standing charge. So there'll be no decision on that for a good while yet. Coletta Smith, BBC News in Bradford.